Well, good afternoon, and I pray as you prepare for your early evening that you'll sit back and enjoy the program with us today. We've got an exciting program, informative program about some good people that I want to introduce to you because they've got a great work that has sustained itself for, I want to say, 60 years. And the reason I know 60 years because as you look, you can see on their shirts, William is with us as well as Sonia from the James Mosher Baseball Organization that has really been a positive impact on young people in the city of Baltimore, particularly West Baltimore, but in general, all across Baltimore for over 60 years. Gang, welcome and congratulations on hitting that milestone.
Thank you. We're really looking forward to have a big celebration. We're going to be celebrating that milestone on November the 1st.
What?
Yeah.
Well, look here, we're going to find out some more about that. And for those who are not aware of the organization, before this show is over, you're going to know about this organization. And if you've got some school-age kids, you might find yourself being drawn to reaching out to them to get those kids involved in what has been a very meaningful and positive and impactful experience for a lot of kids, including a former mayor. We'll talk about that too.
All right.
All right, but right now we're going to break for some music. Some music from Kiara Sherd, brand spanking new on All Things Baltimore. Welcome back to All Things Baltimore. K-Sal will be joining us a little bit later on, but I'm really excited to have you guys here today, and I celebrate what you've been able to accomplish not only in that West Baltimore corridor, but also in the lives of many young people. You're talking about probably, what, 4 generations?
Oh, at least,
with 60 years.
Maybe 5 generations, to be very truthful with you.
How did it all start?
What happened was back in
I know you wasn't old enough to know.
I'm just sharing the history that was shared with me.
I understand.
Okay.
But how did it all get
back
started?
in 1959, the James Mosher Elementary School asked some of the men parents, would they be mentors to the kids? So they wanted to be mentors, but they wanted to do a little more than just mentor the kids. They also wanted to make sure that the kids was doing something physically. So they chose baseball. And in 1960, they started playing. We started playing our first baseball game in the James Mosher League, and we've been there now for 60 years.
And so now the league has normally how many teams per year?
When the league started out, we started out with 6 teams, ages 9 to 12.
Okay.
We now have 23 teams in the league.
Wow.
We started out, like I said, with the age of 9 to 12. Now we work with kids from the age of 4 all the way up to the age of 18.
That's amazing.
What just happened 2 years ago, we always had baseball. 2 years ago, the young ladies come to us and say, well, you don't have nothing for us. So we started a young girl softball team about 3 years ago.
That's good.
Well, now we have 2 girl softball teams.
That's
So we've been very fortunate to give a lot of kids an opportunity to grow and to get involved with the game of baseball.
How has these ongoing efforts been funded? I mean, how do you keep it going? It takes money.
When we started out in the area of West Baltimore, we had a lot of doctors and lawyers in the neighborhood, and they became sponsors and they supported us. And basically, that's how we've been getting along. We've been getting support from black organizations or different, even car dealerships and all back in the day. They would make donations to us, and then we would charge the kids very minimum. We're a very reasonable organization on what we charge the kids to participate. Matter of fact, if the kids don't have money, we still let them participate.
That's good.
Because we find a way to get the funds to make sure that we continue to have that kid participate in the program.
And you've got a track record of some very successful and high-profile individuals to come through the league, like a former mayor.
Oh yeah, one of our biggest and strongest supporter has been Kurt Smoke, who's now actually president of University of Baltimore.
Correct.
Okay, some of our other great supporters and former players. Number 1 was PJ Grant.
Okay.
JP Grant.
JP Grant.
JP
Okay.
Grant. Let me get it right.
Sonia knew what you meant.
From Grant Capital Investment Association.
Okay.
He actually came to us about 7 years ago, and actually did a renovation on our field. He actually came through and did a renovation on our field, the first major renovation that we had ever had. And we wanted to thank him for that.
Now, you just touched on something because I know in a previous conversation you shared with me a few years ago when the unrest hit Baltimore. It was unfortunate, everything that took place in the city. Of course, obviously at the top of the list was the loss of life. But there was something good that came out of it for you and for the James Mosher baseball effort.
Well, since the Freddie Gray death, we first got contacted by Major League Baseball Players Association.
The Major League.
The Major League Baseball Players Association came to us in June of 2015. They came down. They had a community day on the field. They had Frank Robinson there. They had Eric Davis.
What?
They had Adam Jones came up to the field that day, and we were able to give the kids some exciting things to do, meet some exciting
I bet you those eyes are like
players.
golf balls, weren't they?
Yeah. Especially when Adam Jones came, because when he came, he brought
he
the
was-
Oil Bird,
yeah,
and he had the Oil
right.
Bird. So
Yeah.
that also, too, excited the kids. And it was really a great day. But since that time, we've had a lot of other organizations that have reached in and provided us some support from organizations that we never got support from before. Just like with the Ripken Foundation, they came in.
I was just going to ask about Ripken.
They came in 2017, and they did a $1.3 million renovation of our field.
What?
They actually put in AstroTurf. We probably have the second best field, baseball field, in the city right now. Okay,
Wow.
There's a couple other fields that's being
And that's
planned.
probably one of the best kept secrets in Baltimore as it relates to sports.
Exactly. When they come to West Baltimore and they see that field, they're really excited. We got teams that come from Baltimore County. We've had high school girls softball teams contact us to use our field because when the bad weather hit, they couldn't get their fields ready. But without AstroTurf, you only need
Right.
an hour. So we've had girls softball teams, like I said, from city high schools. They played on the field. We've actually had RBI league teams that have asked us to use their field because whenever it rains or something and their field is not available, they know that our field is.
Now, William, you're like the president of the organization?
Yes.
But this talkative young lady right here, what exactly is her capacity?
Well, she's the co-chair. She's the co-chair of our 60th
I'm trying to get something out of her. I'm trying to get something
I'll
out
get
of
ready
her.
to give it to her because
That
I'm going to let
history
her.
man.
I'm going to talk about the history. She's going to talk about the big gala we got coming up.
Okay.
We both are co-chairmen of our 60th anniversary gala, and that's going to coming up in November the 1st. And I'm going to let Sonia say a little bit about that.
Sonia, that's your pivot.
That's my cue. So yes, so we have a big 60th anniversary gala planned for Friday, November the 1st. It's going to be at Martin's West, which is in West Baltimore and Woodlawn. It's 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. and it's black tie. Well, we say semi-formal, but
Do you have any special
black
guests
tie.
coming?
Oh my gosh, yes, we do. Tim Williams is our MC.
I know Tim.
You know Tim?
Matter of fact, Tim's first engagement in Baltimore when he came to one of the local stations was for an event for me.
Okay.
Yep, we never forget that.
And he also played in the league.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yes.
Could he play?
Well,
don't tell me. No.
he played right field.
Okay. Well, I know what right field was always reserved for the folk that were a little suspect with the glove.
I'll leave that alone.
Yeah, we'll leave it alone. I remember that. So Tim.
So we have Tim, we have Calvin Butler, the president and CEO of BG&E.
Yes. Dynamic
Yes,
guy.
he
Yeah.
is. Speaks well. He's our guest speaker.
Okay.
So we have honorees, two gentlemen from the league, Al Meacham Sr. and John Shepard.
Okay.
And we also have
Eddie Murray.
Eddie Murray.
Eddie's coming?
Eddie's coming.
Oh my goodness.
Eddie will be there.
That's going to be special. That's going to be a Kodak night.
Yes.
I think I'm going to have to try to get there.
So we'll have
Well, we would like to have you.
We would-
Yeah.
we would love to
work.
have
See,
you.
we can work that out. Won't he do
All right.
it? Yes,
We're
he
gonna-
will. Now, for those, as far as the baseball, today's, it's no secret that today we're seeing some tremendous challenges for our young people, so much negative influences that are enticing many of our young people to kind of stray from those little values that we held so dear growing up playing sports, learning how to sacrifice, teamwork, hard work, all of that. But there could be a parent or a grandparent who says, because I had a basketball program not too long ago, and I had a grandmother come to me, I never forgot this, and she said, I thank God that you did this basketball program because his father died by way of violence. His mother had died by way of drugs. And she was, as the grandmother, was now raising this child. And she said, I'm too disconnected from him age-wise. I don't know what to do with him. And when I heard that you were doing this sports program, I just thank God for it. So if someone's
30% of our kids that we get in our league are because of grandparents.
What?
And yes, because either they're raising the kids or they're their grandchildren and their sons or daughters came through our league and they were so happy of what our league did to bring their kids and help them to
and
grow
instill
up rightly.
good values.
So they bring them back to us. So 30%
awesome.
of the kids we get are coming
So
through
you've got
grandparents.
generations. You've got actual generations of kids
I have
from
a
families.
father, a husband, a son.
That's you personally,
that went
right?
Through, yes,
A father, a son, and a husband.
And a husband.
All three that played.
yes.
That's
And-
amazing.
Well, part of what keeps our organization going so strong for 60 years is the family relationship that we have with the members, the parents, and the kids.
That's awesome.
Usually, most of the kids in our league, somewhere along the line, there's part of the tree that reached out. They can go back and say, well, my uncle played here, my cousin played here, my aunt played here. Usually there's a branch off the tree that bring these kids back.
Well, listen, I just want to applaud you guys and celebrate you guys for not only your commitment, but also for the celebration that's coming up. Looking forward to it. Give them the details once again before we go.
Sonia?
Okay. If you go to our website, www.jamesmosher60th.com, that is the website where you can look at all the information, see what the program is going to be like, and order tickets. Tickets are $100. And you can also call 410.
That's what we wanted.
410-929-5603.
All right, Kaysel is standing by, chomping at the bit. She's got an exciting guest, so stay tuned. We'll be back with more of All Things Baltimore right after this. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the program. Thank you so much, Kaysel, as always, a wonderful and exciting guest. And listen, I'm looking forward now as we wind down the year to close out the year very strong. We've got some wonderful programs on tap that we want to share, some wonderful guests, and also some great surprises for the new year. So you stay close so that you can be on point. Meanwhile, you can do me a personal favor by sharing the good news about All Things Baltimore with your friends and family, as well as connecting with us on social media. Facebook, it's All Things Baltimore TV, as well as Twitter, All Things Baltimore Twitter, All Things Baltimore TV, and also on Instagram, All Things Baltimore TV. That does it for me. Have yourself a wonderfully blessed remainder of your Sunday afternoon, and we'll be back to see you again next week at 5 p.m. on MyTV 24. Until then, as always, I love you with the love of Christ, but the good news is that Jesus loves you more.